Hey there, it's Richard Brandt, Modernist Historian, and you're watching Stream It Now. New today on Amazon Prime, an outed boxer finds it difficult to get a pro match because what fighter wants to be accused of bashing? Caught in the Game is a romantic triangle involving a broker, a criminal, and a janitor. I know who we're rooting for. Children on the Titanic bills itself as the first musical docudrama about the Titanic, and it stars Holly Steele of Britain's Got Talent fame. I'm sure you're as sorry to know now that this exists as I was to have to break the news to you. Also today, Golden Age Talk TV with David Susskind's Open End, Jerry Lewis. Learn Blues from a Master with Duke Robillard's Guitar Method, Volume 1. Forever Your Love is part 1 of the Beautiful Things trilogy, which looks like a one-way ticket to total WTF-ness. Ride with the Mongols in Genghis, The Legend of the Ten. The documentary Good People Go to Hell, Saved People Go to Heaven looks at evangelicals convinced that recent natural disasters are God's will. Hollywood Heaven, Tragic Lives, Tragic Deaths looks at all those Hollywood idols who passed away far too young. Homeland Insecurity is a collection of short films from Bill Brown, including a look at volunteers who provide water and transportation for border crossers. Honor Murder looks at that practice in Kurdistan. Invasion of the Animal People from 1959 is a recut American version of a Swedish horror film made in Lapland and originally called Terror in the Midnight Sun. Hirozumi, Art of the Japanese Tattoo. Karsu is a documentary looking at an aspiring Turkish pop star. Lazy Hazy Crazy is a drama about 3 roommates in Korea. Left in Kathmandu is a documentary about orphans in Nepal. Love on a Leash is the story about a man who turns into a dog. Maybe not vice versa, although the former happens all the time. Love Kennedy is an inspiring story of a young woman suffering from Batten disease. And there's something I don't say every day. Medina's Dream is a documentary about a child living under Sudan's civil war. Stand Up with Mark Forward presents Mark Forward. My First War is the story of a young Israeli soldier who took his home movie camera to battle with him. Rajneeshpuram, an experiment in provoking God, is a documentary about a guru and his disciples who gathered in Oregon to try and start a new city. The Roommates is more classic 70s exploitation from Arthur Marks, starring Marky Bay and Roberta Collins. The documentary Science of Death, The Last Tango. The documentary The Underworld of Free Fights, the underbelly of mixed martial arts fighting. And finally, a pair of exploitation classics from the 70s produced by Roger Corman. Having mined out the nurses movie category, they went with teachers. First, The Student Teachers, directed by Jonathan Kaplan, perhaps best known today as the first American film of Chuck Norris. Although when he saw the finished product in the theater, he seriously thought about giving up the movie game altogether. And Summer School Nurses, starring Candice Rialson and directed by Barbara Peters.